We're excited about these offseason moves. What do you think in general about what the Cubs have done in the offseason?
I don't like the moves, Luke. I love the moves. It was time. It was time to start to get this thing accelerated, and it's always difficult. You go back about 10 or 12 years ago when that teardown started, and then the magic started to happen, right? All the good players that they found in that farm system all started to make it to the big leagues, and they go bring in John Lester, they bring in Joe Madden, and they kind of finish that thing off, which brought the Cubs a world championship. I'm a huge Dansby Swanson fan. Winning player, Luke. Winning player. Now, he may not be of the same talent level, say, as a Carlos Correa. He's not that kind of dynamic guy. But, Luke, he is a blue-collar. Cub fans are going to love him. I think he and Nico Hoerner have a chance to be a great double-play combination. I'm a big Nico Hoerner fan. I said this last year, and I still think when the Cubs are good again, and they're not that far away from being good again, Nico Hoerner is going to be right in the middle of it. And I think getting a double play partner in Dansby Swanson is going to help him out. It's going to help the Cubs out. Winning player who brings instant credibility when he walks into the clubhouse. And I think that's really important when you have an everyday lineup that is just cluttered with a lot of young players that need some direction. This guy's going to be the leader of the pack. I love the signing. He's one of my favorite players in the big leagues.
Dan, we sit here and we talk about, like, we compare the last uptick, trending up 2014 Cubs to, going into 2015. And that was kind of what we did a lot at the end of last year because the Cubs went 39-31. And, they showed they had some young players, and obviously the farm system has some guys coming up. Adding Dansby Swanson, as high as you are on him, and I think all of us here are, is he kind of that same type of move when the Cubs signed John Lester in a way? And obviously he's a pitcher, Swanson's a shortstop, but in terms of leadership and, that move that showed the Cubs are on their way back, is that kind of are they both similar?
Yes, very good analogy. The only difference that I see right now, it's going to be very difficult for the Cubs to hit a home run like they hit with a guy like Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, Anthony Rizzo, right? Those three guys. It's hard to develop like one really good position player like every 5 to 10 years. And when you get lucky and you bring 3 or 4 of those kind of players together at the same time, and that's what happened 2014, 2015. But it can all be accelerated really quickly. You touched on it. All of a sudden they bring in John Lester, they bring in John Lackey. They start to get these pieces to build around this team. I really like this Dansby Swanson sign. I think he's everything. Great work habits. I had a chance to do like 4 or 5 Braves games last year for MLB Network. And all I can tell you is Ron Washington, who is the Braves infield instructor coach, one of the best in the business, he just went on and on and on about how hard Dansby works. And I think when the other players, position players, particularly the infielders, see those work habits, see what he does and how he does it, it's going to have to rub off. Now, with that said, he's not going to all of a sudden bring 15 or 20 wins to a team that was sub 500 last year, but I think it's a step in the right direction. I also like a couple of moves in the rotation. This is a far better Cubs team right now than the one you saw at the end of September. It's a better team.